Turn this down because my freaking phone is going off. I don't want to hear it. All right. All right. So what's up there, YouTube? Okay. So today I was going to talk to you guys about cameras. And this is something that I normally talk quite a bit about on this channel, and I haven't talked about it for a while. So I've been kind of keeping quiet after the Nikon Z8 came out. I actually haven't been on here talking very much about cameras at all. And the main reason was I was right. I was right about the Z8. I like being right. So let me go back and explain. So before the Z8 came out, I was posting on groups and stuff on Facebook and on YouTube and different places about, people would say, oh, the Z9's out. They're not going to come out with a Z8. The next camera will be a new Z7. I was like, no, the next camera is going to be a Z8. I'm telling you, they're coming out with a Z8. It's going to be a dumbed down version, not dumbed down, but it'll have less than the Z9, but almost as much. They got to leave something out. So the battery life isn't going to be as good. It'll overheat or something like that. There'll be something that they'll put in it, like if you run it too long, it'll overheat. So you just a way to upgrade to the Z8, the Z9. A lot of people were like, nah, it's not going to happen. They're not doing that. They're not. I said, okay, we'll see. I'd put money on it, but okay. So, and then boom, they came out with Z8 exactly like I said they would. Almost exactly. It's almost exactly the same camera that I predicted. So I figure it was the day after Thanksgiving. So let's do a prediction for next year. Let's do a prediction for the next Z6. And I have a Z6 and Z7. So the Z6III, or are they going to come out with one? Yes. Yes, they will come out with the Z6III. And let me explain to you why. They need something just under the Z8. They need something in that to fill that space. They have the ZF, right? But that's a retro camera. That's like the ZFC, but it's a retro version of their camera. They don't have a DSLR mirrorless style, professional style with all the stuff like they normally have in a camera in that space just under the Z8. The closest thing they have under the Z8 that's in that space would be the Z6II and Z7II. So there is no camera that fills that space, right? The $2,400 price point. And that's what they need. They need a Z6III to be in that $2,400 to $2,700 price point that's less than the Z8, but more than the ZF and more than the Z6 or Z7 III, right? And the reason why is and what I think they'll have is, I believe the Z6 III will be it won't be a global shutter. It'll be a shutterless camera like the Z8 and the Z9. They're going to put the shutterless sensor in it. They're probably going to they're going to jerk the shutter out. They're going to put the new X-Speed 7 processor to process those images at high speed. It'll be a 24 to 33 megapixel. So it's going to be less megapixels than the other one. So it's going to be in that Z6, Z6II, Z6 size, right? Which I'm happy with. And it'll have the better autofocus. It'll have the better, it'll have all the autofocusing features of the Z8 and Z9. Now let me explain something. So I haven't upgraded my Z6s. Whoa, I almost dropped this. Holy mackerel, that would have sucked. I haven't upgraded my Z6s. Why? Because I haven't had a need to upgrade. So in other words, the Z7 or the Z6II wasn't enough of an upgrade for me to want to change cameras, change bodies. The Z6II it was a good upgrade, but it wasn't enough, right? The picture quality is the same. The video features are the same. It had a little bit different. There was slightly different stuff, but it wasn't enough for me to go, oh, I'm going to dump the body and change to a different body. It just wasn't enough. What made more sense to me was to buy lenses, buy the 85 1.8, buy the Viltrox 24 1.8. That to me, that made more sense to buy the Viltrox, buy a nice wide lens, buy a better portrait lens, you know, get lenses that I can use on different bodies. That to me made more sense than upgrading the camera body itself. So I'm using the Comica wireless recorder directly into the Nikon, just in case you were wondering where the audio is. So I've got a new microphone over here on for my studio stuff, but I didn't want to have to sync in post and do all that stuff like I did before. So I just put the Comica on. It works fine for me. I was watching Camera Conspiracies, and he was talking about, I like that guy, but he was talking about his different cameras, and one of the things he brought up was these little action cameras. He was using his Osmo Action 4. This is the original Osmo Action, which again, I haven't had a need to upgrade to the newer versions. You know, they're not that much better to me. The 3 and the 4 are better. So I need a second camera. I'll probably get another one of those. I'll probably get the 3 or the 4. But on that same note, I was going to bring up also the new Insta360 came out with a new action camera that's 8K. It's better in low light than those, but I don't really shoot these action cameras. I don't shoot them in low light. I went back through looking at my footage on my action cameras. Everything's either on my motorcycle during the day. If there is a night shot, it's a quick night shot. I don't shoot a lot of night shots. I'll use a professional camera for night shots. There's not a lot of reason for me to upgrade, because I mean, it's on the boat. I'm fishing, right? So it's plenty bright. I don't really need better low light from my. It's nice to have better low light if it's a little dark, but it's not like, oh my god, I wish I had better low light in my action cameras. So that said, you can vlog with this thing. It's got a front-facing camera. You can see yourself. I mean, a front-facing screen. You can see yourself. You can vlog with the Osmo Action 1. That's what that one is. You can vlog with your cell phone. So I was noticing, I was going to bring this up too, because I was noticing my last video that I posted was about the one, the political one, my political ranting video. And that video I shot on my Pixel. And I had the Pixel sitting right here where this camera is, just to the right a little bit because it's a wider lens than this 24. But I was basically shooting the same angle, the same stuff, same lighting, everything. But the Pixel doesn't look anywhere near as good as this camera. The Pixel, I watched the footage and I was like, whoa, it's grainy, you know, and I had light in here and it still didn't look as good. If you want good footage indoors, you're not going to get it on a cell phone. You're just not. You're going to get okay. The computational photography and stuff, that it can do some night shot type of stuff and fix it up a little bit. But you're not going to get what I'm getting right now on this Z6 off of a cell phone. It's just not going to happen. It's not as clear. It doesn't look as good as this. This looks far better than the Pixel footage from the other day. I mean, you guys just go back and look. Go watch the video that I made on the Pixel and then watch this footage. So watch my last video. You don't have to watch it all the way through or agree or disagree with me on the political thing, because that's just me going on a rant. But look at the quality of the footage. It's all grainy. It doesn't look good. I shot it. I stuck it on the Hohem iSteady and just put the tripod right here beside this camera. And I used the same wireless microphone, plugged it into the thing, and just sat here and just threw one light up. It's a ring light. You can see it in my glasses, the ring light. It's in the same place. I just put the ring light back. It's because I moved this over a little bit. I probably don't have as much of a glare of the ring light on my glasses as I did on the last video, but still, it's the same shot. It's basically the same angle and same everything as this one, but this one looks way better. I mean, I looked at the footage. I was like, wow, that looks fantastic. the blacks are blacker. I had to even adjust some of that in DaVinci Resolve. I was looking in DaVinci Resolve. I've got the free version, but I was going to look for a blur or something to smooth out the grain, you know, to do like a noise reduction. And you have to pay for the full version to do the noise reduction. So, it's a toss up. I might get the full version this year of DaVinci Resolve for stuff like that. But this is the first time I ran into something there. I needed the full version to do it in Resolve. So I was like, oh, well, I'll just leave it like it is. And I did. So now you can see straight out of camera, this camera as opposed to the Pixel. And this one blows away the Pixel. I mean, it's not even close. But anyway, back to what I'm thinking the Z6III will be is I believe it'll have the no shutter. It'll have the high speed sync like we have on the Z8 and Z9. It'll be the successor of Z8, Z9. And then what we will see next after that, I think that'll be this next year. But then the year after that, we're going to see the Z9S. It'll be time for in 2026 or 2025, the end of 2025, we'll get an announcement for a Z9S. And the Z9S or Z9II or whatever they want to call it will be a global shutter like the Sony that just was announced, because they buy their sensors. They have Sony make their sensors. So they're going to remake the Sony sensor with their color science and all their stuff, which is way better. Nikon's color science is way better. It just is. Nikon looks better on video to me than Sony. Sony's good, but Nikon looks better. Even Camera Conspiracies, that guy was just pointing out that the Z30 looked better than the Sony that he was shooting with. He goes, it looks better. The Nikon color science is better, and it is. It just looks better. But so I think they'll probably come out with the Z9S with the global shutter, and then to follow after that will be the Z8S with a global shutter. And then eventually it will trickle down to the rest of the cameras, but that'll be years from now. So we need something to tide us over between now and then, and it will be the Z6III. And the Z6III, I'm not sure how we're going to do the memory capacity, because we had the XQDs on this, or the CF Express, whatever. But I doubt that they're going to go with two. If they go with two cards, it'll probably be a CF Express or whatever this, the XQD type of style, and an SD card. But you won't be able to shoot the video on the highest bitrate unless you're shooting on the XQD. Something like that. They'll have some type of backup for pictures or something like that on the SD card or something like that. They'll figure something out. Anyway, this has been an interesting little video I thought I'd share with you guys today. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. It's Black Friday. I had two things that I was going to do today. I was either going to go back out and go fishing again, because I went fishing yesterday. And I got all set up. I was getting ready to go fishing again. And I got up and I got dressed to go fishing. And I left the house and I opened the garage door and it was raining. I wasn't paying any attention to the weather. And it was raining and cold. And I thought, let's see what it's going to be like tomorrow. So I checked, and tomorrow it's going to be not raining. It'll be nice. It'll be a little warmer. So I'm going fishing tomorrow. I'm not going today. Today I'm hanging out at the house on Black Friday. I'm doing some shopping online and stuff like that, but I'm not going fishing. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And what do you guys think about the Z6III? Do you think it'll be, like I thought, like I'm saying, it'll be the shutterless camera, basically the successor to the Z6II? It'll be the 3. It'll be higher X-speed thing. It'll be in that $2,400 to $2,800 price range, something like that for the body. So it'll be less than a Z8, but more than the current cameras, and that's what they'll do. I think that's what they'll do. I think that's my prediction. I think we'll see a Z6III this spring. We'll see an announcement, or they'll start getting leaks of the Z6III, and it'll probably be released next year at Christmas. Z6III. What do you think? All right, YouTube, I'm out. Take it easy. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for seeing and spending some time with me. And I hope everybody has a happy holidays. See ya.